Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
I'm Dick Gammick, Washoe County District Attorney. Sam is on vacation today, and with me is co-host Ray Hagar. What happens when a person runs a red light or a stop sign and someone dies as a consequence? New legislation going on this year, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Ray?
Today's first guest is Assemblywoman Sheila Leslie of Reno, the sponsor of the misdemeanor manslaughter bill. Our second guest is University of Nevada women's basketball coach Kim Gervasoni, who lost her husband last year when someone ran a red light and killed him. Dick?
That's right, Ray, and join the pundit panels today, Bilyeu, Randi, Thompson, and Ray Bacon, as we join you back for the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
This is one of Sierra Power's main generating plants. It's right next door to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. These plants provide all the clean, reliable power that businesses need. TRI has 3 independent power generation facilities on site. For sensitive manufacturing companies and high-tech firms, this benefit is invaluable. Welcome to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
For more than a decade, the Southern Nevada Water Authority has been helping the community embrace conservation as a way of life. That includes replacing more than 50 million square feet of grass with water-smart landscaping. During the worst drought on record, watering restrictions and tough landscaping codes have reduced the community's water use by billions of gallons, even as thousands of new residents were moving into Nevada. That's smart water management, and that's our promise to Nevada.
So, who do you use for workers' comp?
Pro Group Management.
Ah, I've heard some good things about them.
Oh, you bet. Employee background checks, safety training, claim seminars. Oh, and here's the great part. If you have an issue, they work for you, not against you.
Sounds perfect. And expensive.
Well, that's the best part. They saved me 30%. I've heard they've saved others 50%.
Works for me. Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Many of the materials we rely on every day come from the ground, and modern mining technology brings them to us cleaner and safer than ever before. To learn more about America's natural resources, visit nma.org, the National Mining Association.
You are watching Nevada Newsmakers.
Hi, and welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers with co-host Ray Hagar today, and we have with us Assemblywoman Sheila Leslie.
Good morning.
Hi, Sheila. Sheila, let's get off first with talk about this misdemeanor manslaughter bill that you're sponsoring. It would jack up the penalties for someone who kills someone on the road, even though they're sober. There was as you know, there was an issue last year with a young man running through a red light and killing another gentleman.
Right, and actually it's a huge problem in our state. 52 people in Clark County alone last year were killed by a vehicle. The misdemeanor manslaughter bill will add a new charge where if somebody does kill someone else with a car by accident, the misdemeanor manslaughter charge would apply, and they would receive up to 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and this bill adds an additional penalty, which is their driver's license would be automatically suspended for a year. And what we really want is for this to go on their driver's record. The families, and Dick can talk to this better than I can, the family members feel that right now when they're being charged with a traffic ticket, undue care, failure to maintain their lane, there's no recognition by the criminal justice system that someone died. So we really think that this is a more appropriate charge for the crime.
Okay.
Sheila, you mentioned when you were just talking, you said by accident when this happens. Isn't this bill actually aimed at somebody committing negligence? Or does they actually commit a crime like running a red light, a stop sign, something like that? Someone dies, then it's going to happen. Accidents happen sometimes. They just happen. Okay.
Right, and they do. And it's simple negligence, as you know, not criminal negligence. And it could be somebody fixing the light in their mirror, attending to their baby in the back seat. But inattentive driving, careless driving, where someone dies, we think should be recognized differently in the law. Okay,
opponents of this bill say it's strictly punitive. Some say it's vengeful. When you take this bill and then take the lottery bill where the cost of education would be put on the backs of the poor, Democrats are supporting these. Are you getting off your base here, being punitive and this burden on the poor?
Well, let me start by saying that this bill is it's a misdemeanor now to get a traffic ticket and kill someone. This just adds additional charge and the additional penalty of losing your license, and I think that's just inappropriate. The lottery, there's been different studies. I mean, that's the common man thinking, is that the poor play the lottery more, and more recent studies show that it's the middle class. So I don't buy that argument, especially in our state when gaming is everywhere. No, I think the Democrats, we have a good agenda this time. We have a very populist agenda, and I think we're rolling it out quite well.
You are. You're really moving a lot of bills, I think. Dick?
Well, you were talking about the misdemeanor manslaughter bill. Just a real quick cleanup on that. Isn't it true today that if someone kills someone by running a stop sign or a red light, no record whatsoever, the fact they've been responsible for the death of another human being?
And I think that's a really good point. This is a serious, even if it was an accident, something serious happened, you took someone else's life. And I think it does need to go on your driver's record, because you could do it multiple times and it would not be reflected in your driver's record anywhere. And I do want to mention that we are voting on that bill on the floor tomorrow in the Assembly. I think it has substantial support. It got out of committee on a unanimous vote, and I've already had some senators come to me from the other side saying we're very interested in this bill. And I think when you hear the testimony, it's so compelling from the family members that I think it's a go.
Okay. Now, Friday's not only a big day for everybody in the nation as far as income tax filing day, but isn't it also an important date down at the legislature?
Right. Friday is our deadline day. By the time we leave on Friday, whether it's midnight or 10 o'clock at night, any bill that hasn't been voted out of committee essentially dies. Now, we all know bills can come back and get amended here and there. There are other ways to bring them back, but pretty much Friday is our first huge deadline.
Sheila, one of the other bills that you have up this week is the brothel bill, which would put a tax on Nevada's legal brothels. Governor Kenny Gwinn said he already, read my lips, no new taxes. If this thing passes the legislature, how are you going to get it past the governor?
Yeah, I have not actually had that conversation with the governor yet. I would say this is really a carryover from last session. This is a revision of the live entertainment tax, and so I'm hoping that he would see it in that light.
So it's not a new tax?
Well, it's a new tax on brothels, but it's part of revising the live entertainment tax. So you could take it either way. I made a promise to George Flint, their lobbyist, last time when we had to let go of that at the end through some last-minute negotiations, that I'd be willing to let him have his shot at it again. So we'll be hearing the bill this week.
Okay.
There's been quite a bit of activity this session that reduces the revenues for counties, particularly we've already been through the property tax issue, and then there's some other issues that are going on now. Where do the counties and the towns, does the legislature even look at where they're going to get their revenue to continue functioning, or just what's the feeling within the legislature?
That's a good question. There's a lot of tension there. I know a lot of us, myself included, are very concerned with making sure that local government has sufficient revenue to do their business. And at the same time, there's some feeling on behalf of some legislators that they've received quite a bonus in the increase in sales tax and the property tax, and that they're not perhaps operating as efficiently as they could be. So I think we're very cognizant of that. There's just different views on how much is enough for local government.
Okay, that's all we have time for. Sheila Leslie, thank you very much. A very good lawmaker from Northern Nevada. We'll be back after this.
For a videotape copy of any Nevada Newsmakers program, call 775-857-2244. The tapes are $20 each, including shipping.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years.
Reno's best dining values are all at one casino, the Pepper Mill. You can enjoy great savings on our popular specials. Pepper Mill's coffee shop offers daily lunch specials, low-carb dining, and all your favorite comfort foods. You'll find sensational lunch specials featuring Reno's freshest seafood, sushi, pasta, and more at Oceano. And early bird specials at Reno's Premier Steakhouse and Romanza Ristorante Italiano. The best values are at the Pepper Mill. Where are you dining?
Your best value in sight is here for you to see. From frames to lenses to eye exams, you're covered A to Z. Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
Davis Optical Centers, with 2 locations in Reno and Sparks.
Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
When you need a new employee, how can you be sure who you're really hiring? A background investigation by Employer Links will uncover criminal records, verify the applicant's education, check their credit history and Social Security verification. An investigation will research professional licenses and driver's licenses and let you know why they're unemployed. Hiring the right person shouldn't be a gamble. Call Employer Links. Employer Links, protecting your investment.
You are watching Nevada Newsmakers.
And welcome back. And we have with us now University of Nevada, Reno women's basketball coach Kim Gervasoni. And Ray?
Coach, thanks for coming in today. We wanted to talk to you about the misdemeanor manslaughter bill. Your husband was killed by a man who ran a red light last year. You came to the legislature a couple weeks ago to testify about your husband's death. That must have been so difficult for you. It was such an emotional testimony. What compelled you to just lay your heart out on the line in front of the legislature?
It was very difficult. It's tough to bring up the facts of the case and how he died and speak about it publicly. But I thought it was important for me as Mike's wife to speak out just about this legislation, because I think it's a very important bill that needs to get passed. And as a family of a victim, you deal with so much grief, and this just added to it, just the frustration with the laws. And I felt it was important to speak out about it.
Okay, Dick?
Kim, aside from the subject matter you're there to talk about, your normal job isn't to go down and testify before the legislature. What did you think of the experience? How was that for people who haven't been there before?
It's a little intimidating, but they're people just like we are, and hopefully they can understand that if it happened to one of their loved ones, they can imagine how they would feel. So, it was an interesting experience.
And you mentioned that you went down and testified. There were other people down there with you who have also lost some of their family members, weren't there, to help out?
And that was very difficult for me to listen to, especially the mother from Las Vegas who lost her child, at a school bus stop. And she went actually before I did, and just her testimony made me very emotional. I could just feel her pain.
Coach, what do you think about the equity of law in Nevada? You can get in your truck after a few beers, have a DUI, and face all sorts of punishment, but you can get in your truck sober, kill somebody, and it's almost forgotten.
It was mind-boggling to me when I went through the whole process of, losing Mike and then going to Reno PD, and I didn't know what the laws were. And my family was shocked. Everybody that I talked to publicly about this was shocked that we didn't have more severe laws in place for this kind of negligent driving.
Okay. One thing that I was wondering about is that the accident took place right before your basketball season. How on earth did you get through the season after such a tragedy?
I just thought about what Mike would want me to do, And he loved basketball so much, and it was such an important part of our lives together.
You were kind of like co-coaches, is that how?
Well,
the
he was my
arrangement
assistant coach, but I actually started out as his assistant coach. That's how we met. So I thought about what he would want me to do, and my team, they not only, had to see me go through this, but they lost their coach as well, and I needed to be there for them. So I basically took about 10 days off, and then I was back in the gym.
A real lesson in fortitude then.
Well, I think you just gather strength from family and friends, and life has to go on. You can't stop living your life. So I I gathered strength through prayer, and I talk to Mike all the time, and I think he helps give me strength.
Okay. Dick?
One thing I'd like to throw out here, Ray, I'd really like to thank Coach. She came and talked to me about the current state of the law and what was going on. And when I told her we were down at the legislature and asked her if she would help us, man, she jumped right on. I mean, there wasn't even any hesitation, and she's been down, and we'll probably go back again to try to get this bill in so that we can show that this kind of thing has happened and that people are held a little bit more responsible for causing the death of another. So I just want to take a quick second here and say thank you very much. And jump to another subject now. What's coming up? How's basketball season looking? Are you getting ready to go again this next year?
We signed a great recruiting class, and we're going to be much improved next year. And just remember the name Brandy Jones-Fitzgerald. She's an incoming freshman that's going to do great things for our program.
Now this year they just rated the men's basketball team number 10 in the nation. How's the little intercollegiate rivalry between you and Mark Fox? You guys got a little thing going here?
I have so much respect for Mark, and actually, the strength of their program helps our program in recruiting. So it's a perfect example of, when Trent Johnson took over that program 6 years ago, they were the bottom of the WAC, and in 5-6 years they turned that program around, and that's my goal. So Mark believes in me, and we don't compete. We're one program and we support each other. But I would love to get up to the point where we can compete for wins and we could both, win 25 plus a year. That would be exciting.
Now, Coach, getting back to the misdemeanor manslaughter bill, are you going back to the legislature, plan to, when this thing goes to the Senate?
I do. I want to go back. This is a big recruiting time for me, but I'm going to do everything possible to get back there. I had 2 days basically to prepare for the assembly meeting, and luckily I was in town, but I'll do everything I can to be there.
Okay, Coach, thanks for being with us. Your testimony was riveting before the assembly. That's all we have time for. Now we're going to take a little break.
This is Nevada Newsmakers. Something spectacular has taken wing not far from Reno or Lake Tahoe, and never far from your mind. An escape of fine dining and legendary golf. Introducing the resort at Red Hawk. And at the center of it all, we've feathered our nest with new villas that have elevated Red Hawk to the status of a premier resort. The Resort at Red Hawk, a beautiful new arrival in northern Nevada.
I tell you, John, this industry has really changed.
Tell me about it.
You seemed to do pretty well last year. What's your secret?
No secrets. Although I'll tell you something. The smartest thing I did was sign up with Pro Group Management.
Really? Yeah, they do workers' comp, right?
Yeah, their services are great. And get this, they saved me 30%. I've heard they saved others 50%.
That works for me.
Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
If it's fun, it's here at the Pepper Mill, the $100,000 video-themed slot celebration, with more winners each week, 100 random winners every Monday and Wednesday, and more cash prizes. $6,000 random drawings every Friday, plus chances to win up to $1,000 in free slot play on Mr. Money's Challenge. You'll have more fun with the Pepper Mill's video-themed slot celebration, now worth over $100,000.
The slots that rock are at the Pepper Mill. Where are you winning?
Thanks to an ongoing commitment by America's mining companies, more than 2 million acres already have been reclaimed. To learn more about reclamation or other aspects of mining, visit nma.org. The National Mining Association.
You are watching Nevada Newsmakers.
And welcome back. And we have an energetic pundit panel today. Joining us is Bilyeu.
Good morning.
And we have Ray Bacon.
Good morning.
And Randi Thompson.
Good morning.
And Ray, go.
Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about is John Kerry is blaming trickery for part of his loss in the presidential election. He said, quotes, leaflets are handed out saying Democrats vote on Wednesday, Republicans vote on Tuesday. Hello, how stupid do you have to be? Who would fall for that?
It's time he got over it. End of topic. Next topic?
Yeah.
My God, I'm shocked to hear.
Well, who handed them out?
Trickery goes on in politics.
Are they saying the Republicans handed, and where? And we need specifics, Ray. Come on.
Well, it doesn't go that deep.
Yeah. well, nor is the
that's
complaint.
typical John Kerry.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's change the subject.
Good call.
All right, yeah.
What about the bill they're wanting to get passed between him and Rodney Hill?
Okay, you want to talk?
Clinton, yeah, they're wanting to pass a bill. Hillary wrote them. I'm getting messed up here.
Senator Clinton.
They're trying to, they want to come in with a bill that would make a voting day a federal holiday, require paper receipts for votes, and authorize $500 million to help states upgrade.
The key thing I see about this is you have a voting holiday. A lot of the voter venues are at schools. You're going to have to close down schools another day lost to education.
Well, I have a meeting with Paul Dugan and the Washoe County Registrar of Voters about meeting to talk about one of their school closure days being on Election Day. So we're already looking at this locally on how we can handle this issue. And voting should be, yes, there should be national standards, but we've got to work within our communities to find out what's best for us.
Okay. Ray, you want to weigh in?
It's one of those things where, we've got already too many holidays in this country already. If people that, with the percentage of this state that votes early, to me, that's a lark. Well, I'm for it to the extent it requires a paper receipt. I would be in favor of that legislation. I'm not too upset about maybe some aid to local jurisdictions who can't otherwise afford to upgrade, because our local governments, as Dick probably knows now, are suffering quite a bit because of lack of revenue. As far as the rest, to hell with it.
Well, didn't Nevada get a bunch of money this year? I mean, Secretary of State got a couple $1 million to get new voting machines, so we're already seeing that money coming.
And Heller actually went back to Washington, D.C. to testify and to assist Congress in passing legislation to help other states.
Well, Nevada's
he was ahead of the power curve.
Yeah. Now, another thing. Has anyone heard about the rebate? I was searching the bills this week looking for the governor's vehicle registration rebate bill, and I couldn't find it.
All the tax bills and all the rebate issues and things like that are not subject to the Friday deadline, first of all. There has been a general agreement, whether it's formal or not, that they're going to finish off that stuff after they get the economic forum numbers on the 1st of May. And so consequently, whatever's going to take place from a rebate is going to take place after that. Now, from my standpoint, rebating based upon DMV is just insane. If you want to do a rebate, it should be based upon people that actually went out and voted. Because A, you're rewarding good citizenship, B, it's about the same amount of money, and C, everybody, whether you're rich or poor, can vote. And D, if you want one more, theoretically, there should be no non-citizens voting. And so consequently, I'm okay with that, too.
Well, that would get them out to the polls, huh?
That's true. Isn't that a poll tax?
It's a poll reward.
Poll reward, okay. There you go.
Alternatively, a good scheme would be basically to do it predicated upon population and rebate it back to the local governments, if you will. But local governments are beginning to become hurt a little bit.
With the property tax legislation.
Exactly. Well,
that's a pretty good idea.
Well, can't we use our sales tax?
Yeah, but Bill, that's a question at this end of the state. Local government in the southern end of the state, in Clark County, is not being hurt yet, believe me.
Well, you keep hearing that from everybody's direction, though. They say they're getting hurt. The state legislature says they're not getting hurt. We just had Senator Thompson come out this last week criticizing the franchise taxes on cable TV and other businesses, saying that he wants to repeal all of those. Those go direct to local governments, which again hits the revenue. When does this quit? I've seen senators and assembly people say that if local government can't make it on what they get, then they need to cut their spending. When does this quit?
What Townsend was trying to do, in my estimation, is there's a bill up to tax satellite, to put a franchise fee or some sort of a tax on the satellite guys. And the NACO guys in the testimony last week brought in a guy that said, you know, there's a real reason to tax the utilities that are using the right-of-ways because, A, that's a lease category, and it doesn't apply to the satellite guys. You know, it's difficult to tax air. Some people try, but you know, it's difficult to do that. And so I think Townsend's bill, as much as anything, was to go test the waters and bring the testimony in as to why the existing franchise fee structure has some direct relationship to, you know, tearing up the streets and the various other costs that counties and local governments directly do get. And so consequently, I think there was a reasonable basis for that thing, but I also think that their testimony pretty much put a bullet in taxing the satellite guys.
Well, and the sad thing, too, is... Go ahead.
No, real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, McCleary had a bill to increase the salary for school board members. So here, they cap your money going to counties, and then they want to say, well, it's an unfunded mandate, but we need to pay our school board members more. They're not getting it down there. They can't cap and then tell you guys to go increase salaries for essentially volunteer positions.
Okay, we're going to have to stop it right there. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
This is one of Sierra Power's main generating plants. It's right next door to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. These plants provide all the clean, reliable power that businesses need. TRI has 3 independent power generation facilities on site. For sensitive manufacturing companies and high-tech firms, this benefit is invaluable. Welcome to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
Your best value in sight is here for you to see. From frames to lenses to eye exams, you're covered A to Z. Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
Davis Optical Centers, with 2 locations in Reno and Sparks.
Davis Optical, your best value in sight.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years.
Thanks for watching. And if tomorrow, Tuesday, the bill on the misdemeanor manslaughter comes up before the Assembly for vote, so if you have an interest in that, call your Assemblyman. Ray, who's up for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow we have retired Henderson Police Chief Mike Mayberry and former state senator from Las Vegas, Ann O'Connell. Thank you for watching.